My name is Ian and welcome to Planted. I'm on a mission to help you have more success with plants, and in this episode I share with you my unbridled enthusiasm for weeding. I really enjoy it. I find it very therapeutic. It's good for the plants, it's good for you, it's great exercise, and it looks wonderful. If you're a subscriber already, thank you very much. If you're not, now's the time to hit the subscribe button. I want to share with you all the horticultural goings on in the planted courtyard. And here you can see me taking out the Californian poppy. It's flowered, its season is coming to an end, so here goes. And what I want to show you is how I do it. Now, anyone can weed, but there's ways to do it easier and more effective, and I'm going to show you what they are. First thing is, you always put weeds into a container or a pot. Never put them on the ground. You want to get in the habit of touching them as few times as possible. And the bulk and the foliage quickly means that you can fill up a large container like I have here. And I'm stood in one place, bending down and doing a minimal of twisting and turning. And I stay in that area until it is absolutely finished. And you just do small areas at a time to completion, and you'll be amazed how you can get through it. Now that was quite aggressive weeding. Here we have a little ground cover in between some slabs. And you've just got to go through there very carefully and weed by weed identify what you want out, lift it up, get the roots out whenever you possibly can, and then put those weeds and roots and foliage into a container or a pot. Now, when you bend over, it does hurt your back, but what I found is that it's when you bend over and lift up, bend over and lift up, that it gets really painful. So I tend to lean forward and keep in that position, digging and scraping the surface and pulling out weeds until I've got a full handful or I've finished that area. Then I stand up and move. I think you might find that this is an easier way to do the job. Now sometimes you can't get a large container exactly where you need it. So reduce the size of your container, climb into the back of the bed, and very carefully pull out the foliage that is above ground, and if you can, try and pull out those weeds. Now when weeds get 5, 6 and 7 inches tall, they have a lot more roots. So it's a really smart idea that you go through and you scratch the surface like you see me doing here. And that very conveniently just turns up the soil, and all those little germinating weed seeds that are about to really get going are now dead. They can no longer survive. And this 20-second area that I'm in now, just scratching around for 20 seconds, is so much easier than when it should have those weeds 5 and 6 inches tall. So I think the real secret with weeding is that there's different types. There's aggressive, where you pull everything. There's others where it's much more gentle. There's scratching the surface when you're trying to battle those newly germinated weeds. But the vital thing is that you keep on top of it. Once they get 3 feet high, that is a whole new world of pain and anguish. And the goal is not to get there. I think that I probably weed my courtyard less than half an hour a week. A little bit here, a little bit there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And when you have a small courtyard, it's really, really easy to keep it going. What I do is I will happily pick up my bench, get in there, do the weeding, and then put it back. And that's easier than climbing around the back of the bench trying to pull out weeds. I've got a little narrow trowel here that I use to push down the sides of those weeds that I want to get everything out, not just the shoot, but I also want the root. And it also means that I can gently loosen the soil. If it's got filled with dirt from rain, I can scratch it out and move it around. And it's nice to have the pot to put your weeds in, and then the little trowel just to finish off the job. This is a beautiful woolly thyme that I've only had for a couple of months, and I have to go through this frequently, taking out these little weed seedlings that insist on growing in that spot. I wish they wouldn't, but that's the price we have to pay. Thank you for watching Planted. Tell your friends, tell your family. I really do want to hear more about what you're up to and what you want to hear about in the planted courtyard. Thank you, and bye for now.